The foreign ministers of the G7 nations Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the European Union and the United States met in Tokyo. Various issues such as the Israel-Hamas war and Russia-Ukraine war became the topics of discussion. The foreign ministers of G7 nations also together pledged to counter China's non-market policies and practices that distort the global economy. Additionally, they also vowed to tackle China's malign practices of illegitimate technology transfer while calling on China to stop assisting Russia in its war against Ukraine. Discussing the Israel-Hamas war, G7 foreign ministers called for humanitarian pauses in war to allow aid for Gaza and help the release of hostages. In a joint statement, the member nations stated that Israel had the right to defend itself. However, they also underscored the need to protect the civilians and comply with international humanitarian law. The foreign ministers of the 7 countries shared a view that a two-state solution remains the only path to a just, lasting and secure peace. Notably, this marks their second joint statement from the G7 nations since Hamas terrorists launched a scathing attack on Israel. Besides the Israel-Hamas war, the leaders of the G7 group also discussed about the Russia-Ukraine war, insisting that their support for Ukraine will never waver even amid the growing tensions in Middle East. They added that they are aware that Russia is prepared for a long war with Ukraine. Pertinently, the G7 member nations have put multiple sanctions on Moscow since its invasion the previous year. In a statement, they agreed on the need to impose severe sanctions on Russia and said that they will continue to support Ukraine. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that the bloc stood united in condemnation of Russia's war. Meanwhile, the nations strongly condemned North Korea for transferring arms to Russia in its war with Ukraine. On the recent, Pyongyang has provided Moscow with more than 1 million artillery rounds to be used in the war. On the other hand, Kim Jong-un has been receiving advice on satellite technology in return. Furthermore, the leaders reaffirmed their stand on Taiwan's peace and stability, expressing concerns over human rights violations in China and reiterated their support for Taiwan's meaningful participation in international organizations.